Hello guys, welcome back to Help for Code eLearning. My name is Prashanja. I'm your mentor. So right now we will discuss about this simple if statement. So this is a very simple statement as the name is suggest. First of all, we will check the syntax. What is the syntax of simple if statement? So it's like a if condition, and if your condition is true, so colon, and inside of this block you have to maintain this indentation. The indentation meaning is that you have to take a one tab space. Okay, you have to just manage a one tab space. Actually Python helps you to do these things, to follow these things. If you don't provide the indentation, if you're writing like in this way, so it will give you the syntactical error. So that's why you have to take the space, you have to take the one tab space, so that you can write the code properly inside of this block. And this is the standard structure which I really love, because I have seen a lot of time in my training while teaching to the students. If I'm teaching a C++, what they do exactly, they sometimes they don't use the opening closing curly brackets. Sometimes they write the code as like they are writing some essay, and that is not required. As you know that you have to maintain your code structure also properly, because you're not going to work on that same project forever in your life. Okay, so definitely sometime if you're working on the same organization, you will get a promotion, you will get a different project, or maybe if you switch the company. So whatever the code you have write down on that code, when the new programmer will join that code, will this project, your project will assign to any other programmer, so they should able to understand your code. And that's why, because these things you have to follow in the company, when you join the company, when you work there, so these things you must have to follow there. But what happened exactly at a student level, we don't know these things. But in Python, this is by default, it is implemented that you have to take this indentation. So if you're not taking an indentation, you will face the error. If you're, and that's why uh, by forcefully you have to take the indentation, and it helps you to maintain your code structure. It looks an understandable way. Okay, so this is the very simple syntax, as you can see here, if condition statement. Now the question is that if I have to write the code, so what code we can use right now? So let's do a comment, write a program to accept three number and check positive, negative, and zero. Okay, so these three things we have to check here. And as you can see here that a very simple program we have to write here. So I'll just use the, I'll accept one number. I'm taking a one variable val, and then int function to just do a typecasting, and input function will accept the value. So enter any single digit number. I'm just writing here, enter any single digit number, right? So that's it. We'll take a by default on the next line. Then I'm going to use the simple if condition here, because now let's think about the logic. Right now, where we have the question like we have to accept the three numbers and we have to check the positive, negative, and zero value. How we can check that? Very simple thing. When we are accepting a value, we are storing the value in the val variable. So this variable is holding your input value. Now using this variable, we have to check this number. If the entered number is greater than zero, in terms of, you have to think in terms of number system. So if your entered number is greater than zero, it's a positive. It is less than zero, so obviously it is a negative. And if it is a zero, so it's a zero. These three things we have to check, and we can write the condition according to that. So first if block, I'm going to write for a positive number. Okay, because I'm going to write three condition. This is a simple if block. So I'm going to use this simple if block, or I'm going to write this simple if block three times. So let's go for it. Let's write down here like val. If the val using this relational operator greater than zero, if it is greater than zero, I'm writing a message inside of this indentation block. And you can see here I'm taking an indentation block here properly. So I can write whatever the message you have to give, you can give. Okay, you have entered positive number, right? So this is what I'm writing here. This is my simple if block. And you can see by default it has taken one tab space. So you must have to follow these things. If you're not going to follow this, if you write in this way, you can see it is already highlighting the in red color. And so it is mentioning that expected indented block. So you have to just remember that always you have to provide this indentation. Okay, means you're writing whatever the code you're writing in the same, in the continuation of this line, it is going to be considered that that you are inside of that block. So when you go back, and I'm going to write another condition. So if val, again, because the same variable is holding the value. So if it is less than 0, if it is less than 0, so I'm gonna write the message, uh, you have entered negative value. You have entered the negative value. And third condition I'm going to write here. Third condition is basically if val, now the comparison operator equal to 0. So this is the condition we are using right now here, right? If now let's check here. So if val equal to 0, okay, fine. So if your entered number is the actual 0, if both are going to matched, if both the value has matched, so definitely you can say that you have entered 0 value. So whatever the message you have to provide, that you can decide. This is just I'm writing from my own way. If you just want to write the positive, negative, 0, so that is also you can follow, but you can check right now your code. This tutorial is completely for the beginners, guys. So those who are the beginner level, they want to check, they can check this. So what we are doing exactly, we are accepting the value. And now my question to you, just think about it. If the first condition is true, so will your interpreter will visit on the second condition or the third condition also, means it will check the second condition or third condition also, or it will not check. But what I want to give the answer here is that definitely, if the first condition is true, still it is going to check. Your interpreter will check the next condition and the third condition. As many as condition you have write down here, all the condition your interpreter will check. Okay, because we are not using right now the break keyword, and the break keyword we always use inside the looping statement. So right now for the interpreter, it is a compulsory. If the first condition is true, after that also your interpreter will visit to the second condition and the third condition. So we are accepting the value, we are storing the value in the val variable, and we are checking the value is greater than 0. If the value is greater than 0, suppose we have accepted the value 5. Okay, now it is going to check here. 5 is greater than 0, condition is true. It will come inside, print the your entered number, positive number. You have entered the positive number. And after that, it will come outside and it will check the next value also. 5 is less than 0. No, condition is false. If the condition is false, your interpreter will never ever visit inside of this block. Okay, if the condition is false, then the condition is considered as a false. It is directly going to be jump on the next if condition, and the next if condition, when your interpreter will visit again, it will check the value like 5 is equal to 0. No, condition is false. Again it will move to the next part. But if there is no code, it is the end of the line of the code, so definitely it is going to stop the execution. But understand that how this executions happens. This is a simple if block we generally use for writing the simple if conditions. And let me run this code so that I can show you that how it works. Uh, it is taking a time. Okay, fine. I got that. Yes, enter any single digit number. Like I have entered the 5. So I got you have entered a positive number. Again, I'm going to run the same code. And why? I'll tell you that also. Let's enter the negative value like -6. So you have entered the negative value. Fine. Again, I will run this code. And this time, if I'm going to enter the 0, you have entered the 0 value. So as a programmer, understand guys, as a programmer, it is your responsibility to first check your code and check that each and every conditions are working properly or not. Because right now we are not using any exception handling concept. So as this moment you have to decide and you have to check that every conditions are working properly or not. As a programmer, unit testing is your responsibility that you have to do it. Later on, after testing each and everything, you are going to hand over your application, or you will, means it depends on the culture of the company. You're going to hand over your application to the tester and they are going to test your application. But the primary testing you have to do at your level. So it is your complete your responsibility to check each and every conditions are working or not properly. So understand the mindset. Okay, so I hope you have understood with this lecture that how this if conditions works. There are multiple problems I can take, guys, here, but right now I'm not going to take, because this is just a lecture for the beginners. So those who don't know these topics, they can understand this, and that's why I'm taking here, right? So thank you very much. We'll see you in the next lecture with the new topic in the that is also the part of your conditional statement, that is the if else.